Today we're going to be making a recipe that I haven't made in a long time. I used to be intimidated by bagels, but once I realized that dough is a lot easier to make than you think, you can have this done in just a couple hours. Let's get into it. Begin by measuring 337 grams or 1.5 cups of water. To this you will add 14 grams or 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Next, add 2 1/4 teaspoon of active dry yeast. Give this mixture a quick whisk and allow it to sit on your countertop for about 5 minutes.
A few moments later.
5 minutes later, your yeast mixture should bloom. Next, measure 544 grams or 4 cups of bread flour. To this add 11 grams or 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Make a well and then pour in your yeast mixture. Make sure you have clean hands. Go ahead and mix this with your hand until it just comes into a shaggy dough, and then you're going to pour it out onto your countertop and begin to knead. You'll need to knead your dough for 5 to 10 minutes until it becomes a nice soft elastic dough. It should be very smooth on the outside and it shouldn't stick to your hands. Once your dough begins to look like this, you're going to place it into a well-oiled bowl. Toss it around to completely coat and then cover and allow to rest on your countertop for up to 2 hours or until double in size. 2 hours later, we're going to take that cover off and we're going to punch the dough down to release the gas. Take a bench scraper and begin to cut off sections. This dough should give you at least 8 sections that are decently sized. I didn't measure mine out, I just eyeballed them. Grab 2 sheet pans and cover them with parchment paper and set aside. Next, we're going to form our bagels. Making a C shape with your hands, you're going to cup the dough onto a surface with no flour and you're going to lightly tighten it up like this. You're just going to form it into a circle until it gets real nice and tight. To make that beautiful hole in the middle of the bagel, you're just going to shove through with your index finger and slightly turn the dough ball around as you pull. You want to get this hole at least 1 inch wide to ensure that it doesn't close up on you. To a stock pot, add 2 quarts of water and 1/4 cup of honey and bring this to a boil. Next, we're going to make our everything bagel seasoning. Measure out 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, a heaping tablespoon of dried minced onion, 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of poppy seed, a half tablespoon of garlic powder because I'm out of minced garlic, and 1 tablespoon of flaky salt. Give this a good mix and spill on your counter, set it aside. Slightly turn down your heat so your rolling boil is just a soft boil and begin to place in your bagels. You're going to cook these 1 minute per side and then flip them. After boiling your bagels, you're going to top these with an egg wash and then generously top them with your bagel seasoning. Oh, it looks so good. These will go in the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for almost 20 minutes. Allow them to cool for about 10 to 15 minutes, or do what I did and cut into them immediately because you're so hungry and you can't wait to try them. And just like that, we made homemade bagels. These came out excellent, guys. One tip that I forgot to mention before you put them in the oven, you're going to want to spray a little bit of water on top of your everything bagel seasoning. The dehydrated onion has a tendency to burn, and who wants burnt onion on their bagel? Not me. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this today. Make sure to come back next week. I'll have another installment for you. We'll see you later.